Ookla! Ariel! Ride! Don't worry, it's me, the media guy here. Today I'm here to share my thoughts on Hanna-Barbera's THUNDARR the Barbarian. And before we continue on, yeah, I know it's been a while since I shared my thoughts on a certain TV show on DVD. And the last time I did a TV show review was my thoughts on Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. But hey, doesn't hurt to do this again. Now, I assume that everybody on YouTube, including you guys watching this, are already familiar with THUNDARR the Barbarian, which that's pretty understandable. But just in case you guys have no clue who he is, have no fear. Every VHS tape and DVD I own always has a certain description. Your search for the Sun Sword is over. Man's civilization is cast in ruins when a runaway planet speeds between the Earth and the Moon, unleashing cosmic destruction. Yeah, I guess this incident happened in 1994. 2,000 years later, in the year 3994, Earth is reborn from the ashes with a savage landscape, strange creatures, and a primitive sense of justice. So kind of like Mad Max or something, before it was even a thing. But one man fights to spread peace throughout the land. He's THUNDARR the Barbarian, and you can own all 21 exciting adventures in a 4-disc collection starring THUNDARR the Barbarian, Ookla the Mog, and Sorceress Princess Ariel. Not to be confused with the Disney character of the same name from The Little Mermaid. Using their strength, courage, and wits plus THUNDARR's magical sun sword, they journey from village to village, liberating slaves and battling all kinds of beasts, mutants, wizards, thieves, and robots. The future of Earth may be shrouded in darkness, but THUNDARR the Barbarian bursts into action and is a shining symbol of hope for humanity. Now, even though I watched the first disc 2 months ago during the Christmas season, and just watched the second disc earlier, I gotta admit, THUNDARR the Barbarian is quite an interesting, action-packed show for everyone to enjoy. The characters, the animation, the different story plots for each episode, pretty fantastic. It kind of reminds me of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, Captain Caveman, Moby Dick and Mighty Mightor, and there was something else I was thinking of. I forgot. Oh well, I'm sure I'll think of it. But anyways, that's what this reminds me of. It's like Captain Caveman, Mighty Mightor, and He-Man got mixed into a blender, and boom, comes out THUNDARR the Barbarian. Now, not too many people are familiar with this show, unless they grew up with it 45 years ago. And yes, just a few days ago, I found out that in 8 months and 2 days from now, THUNDARR the Barbarian will be turning 45 years old, which is pretty neat. I didn't know that a few months from now, this show will be 45 years old. So I'm guessing this is one way to celebrate the show's early 45th anniversary. But anyways, I really like this show. And I actually like the idea of having the opening explain the origins of how Earth became a hazardous wasteland apocalyptic future, thanks to a runaway planet or going past the Earth and the Moon, unleashing also all sorts of crazy destruction. I mean, it's like watching a Monster B movie or something. I mean, I know that this is just a cartoon, and I assume this is meant to take place in an alternate timeline. But other than that, I think Thunder the Barbarian can be a fun show. In fact, most people seem to have fond memories of the show, because I think the show was referenced in recent years, mainly in the direct-to-video film Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob. This movie was referenced a few times before. In fact, the opening of the film starts out with a Thunder the Barbarian cartoon, which was titled The Brotherhood of Night. Now, funny enough, when I watched Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob, I probably didn't know much about Thunder the Barbarian or knew where that footage came from until I owned the complete series on DVD and just found out where that footage came from. And it was funny how it was redubbed in the opening of Scooby-Doo, The Sword and the Scoob. I'm guessing the people who worked on that film must have been familiar with Thunder the Barbarian. Yes, I do know that he was in a Cartoon Network promo called Parking Lot with Fred Flintstone and Chicken from Cow and Chicken as they tried to find a parking spot. And I think the show was also referenced in an episode of Jellystone recently. I only saw like a clip of that. But anyways, and I think everyone else on YouTube seems to be familiar with this show. Pembroke W. Quirky of Artificial Orange Studios brought this up when he did a video about different Flintstones commercials, including the parking lot bumper that I just mentioned. And Nostalgia Critic also brought that up when he talked about different Cartoon Network commercials. And by the way, shoutouts to Channel Awesome and Artificial Orange Studios in case they're watching this. So yeah, I think Thunder the Barbarian is an amazing show for fans of all ages, especially Hanna-Barbera fans. And somehow most people might think Thunder the Barbarian is some kind of He-Man knockoff. And I think both this show and He-Man came out like maybe 4 or 5 years apart from each other. Just saying. So I'll give this show 5 sun swords out of 5. And before I go, I did mention in a YouTube short that a Thunder the Barbarian movie can happen. And do you guys think a Thunder the Barbarian live action or animated movie can happen? Just let me know down in the comments below.